Hello fellow knife makers, this is going to be part 2 of how not to put on a handle. This weekend I fixed my G10 handle, but I did not put pins in. I got a lot of great responses from making that video, and some people told me to put pins in and epoxy, and I've done that in the past, and that's obviously the best way to go when you're making a knife for strength. But I took the advice of many other people, and they told me to sand both the tang of the blade and the outer part, or I guess it would be the inner part of the G10, and then apply the epoxy. I'm using the same Harbor Freight epoxy, so I used 180 grit sandpaper, and then after the 180 grit sandpaper I went back over it with 40 grit sandpaper. So I feel like I'm giving the Harbor Freight epoxy the best shot I could possibly give it. And now I'm going to subject it to a drop test. This drop test will be on concrete, and basically I want to drop it 10 times. Now, you know, most people don't drop their knives 10 times in a row, but on occasion we do drop our knives. So I feel like this will be a realistic test to see and test the limits of G10 and epoxy handles. Let's see what we can do. The last test, actually the accident that caused the handles to chip off, it was probably about a 3-foot drop or waist-high drop, and it took, the first drop broke one handle, then the second drop broke the other handle off. So let's see what we can do. We have the sheath on to protect the blade, and let's see what we can do with 10 drops. There we go. So that was with one drop, and we broke off the first handle. So now I will go back and see, I had my holes pre-drilled. That's just filled with epoxy, and I can drill the holes out and put pins on the knife, and let's see if we can get the other handle off real quick with a second drop. Let's see, the handle bounced somewhere over here. There we go. Well, just like before, it took 2 drops to get both the handles off, and as you can see, I do have holes drilled into the knife. So now I can go back, drill those holes out, and you can see how much I sanded. Those are the deep scratch marks, and the epoxy did get in the scratch marks, but it just didn't hold on too well. So now I'll go back, drill holes into the G10, apply more epoxy, and get some brass pins and put them in the handle. So I thought I'd make that video, and this is part 2 of how not to make a knife handle. Thanks for watching, guys.